Shopper's distress. Throughout my life, I've been a bargain hunter. I guess I learned this from my mother in the early days of my life, when we would both check out the loss leaders and sales in the local grocery store flyers. I still check the flyers when the paper arrives on our porch. When I was serving my electrical apprenticeship, wages were minimal, and being frugal allowed me to be able to spend time with my tradesman buddies who were receiving substantially better wages than I. I have always felt being frugal was very different from being cheap, and do watch prices for bargains. It's been amazing how many times my chums have asked me where the best deal on an item might be. Two stories come to light when memories of shopping come to mind. Over 50 years ago, I was visiting my folks at their home in Port Alberni. The Woodward store flyer had arrived at their residence. I viewed the paper, and as Powell River had limited product selection, I was enticed to visit their store. I got my 5-year-old son Scott dressed, and off we went to the large outlet. I took Scott's hand, and in we went to the menswear department. We arrived at a table full of wool sweaters, which I needed. I pawed through the pile until I saw one I liked. Since I required 2 hands, I released Scott and told him to stay next to me. I tried on the sweater and decided it was for me. I reached down to take his hand so the cashier could complete our purchase. I felt for the small hand and nothing was there. Panic set in. A parent's worst nightmare occurred. Every negative thought of losing my child exploded from my mind. Frantically, I asked nearby patrons if they had seen a 5-year-old boy dressed in a bright blue jacket. Minutes were ticking by as anxiety increased. I ran through the store, checking aisles and then onto the outside street. Nothing. Returning into the store, I was alerted by a staff member on the 2nd floor. My youngster had found his way to the escalator and had ascended to higher levels. After looking around, he had asked a lady how he could get back to his daddy. It took some time for my heartbeats to get back to normal. I was never more relieved as when I observed my boy descending from above. I hugged him with a mighty grip. My second memorable shopping trip took place in 2003 at the closeout sale at Books and Stationery, located on Marine Avenue, next to my real estate office. Gail and I were perusing items to see if there was anything we could use. We had just commenced viewing the stock when I received a call on my cell phone. As I was the agent for the real estate company, my assistance was requested at my office next door. I left and attended to my business. When finished, I returned to the sale. Gail's back to me. Being the caring partner I am, I took my opportunity to pat her derriere and blow in her ear. All was going well until I looked over Gail's shoulder to see my Gail on the other side of the room, looking back at me. My heart was given another test. Frantically, I endeavored to find an apology to my newly acquired friend. Thank goodness she was most gracious and accepted my awkward apology, averting what could have been a major issue. Shopping can be dangerous.